Hi, my name is Shari Doherty, and I'm a lady in red, in Act 2 of my career and living my best life. My perspective on life and behaviors have been governed by who I was as a child, who I became, and who I am still striving to be. People my age are beautiful, bold, confident, and full of wisdom, and truly, the encore of the story of your life is still when the best songs are yet to be sung. My mission in this podcast is to shine the spotlight on people like me, have real conversations about reinvention stories, and inspire you to continue to follow your dreams regardless of your age. I'm doing it for Daisy. Who are you doing it for?
Good day and welcome to the latest episode of the Encore podcast. This is Shari, your host, and I have a lot to say today, so I'm riding solo. I have many thoughts to share, and I'm very excited about them all. Have you heard of the concept of big magic? And I feel right now that I'm having some big magic thoughts, and it's literally my duty and obligation to share them with you all. The concept of big magic is that an idea is born and it in itself is an entity and it needs life and someone needs to bring it to life. So if you don't take that responsibility and bring the idea to life, it will continue to be an entity, but it will be passed on to someone else. There's actually an entire book about it and I really love it. It makes me think a lot. Often we've thought of business ideas and thought this would be a really great thing for our hometown and not done it or executed on it. And then 2 years later, someone else does and they're very successful at it. And that was just a big magic idea, meaning it was meant to come into fruition. So what I'm talking about today actually is a new way of thinking that I feel it is my obligation to get you as excited about as I am. And I've been spending a lot of time for a lot of reasons lately thinking about the concept of aging. And I'm actually kind of getting excited about it. And that's what I wanted to share with everyone today. There really is a different way that we should think about our lifespan and the various stages of our lifespan. And I'm training myself to have a new mindset. And my new mindset is actually getting me quite excited. So I'm going to go back and talk about birthdays to start. And do you remember when we were young, the unbridled excitement that we had around birthdays? So you'd say, I'm going to be 6 in March, and then I'm 8.5, and then I'm double digits. And you were so excited about your birthday. And it was an accomplishment and it was worth celebrating. And you were so happy that you were maturing and that you were getting through life. I guess you weren't using the word maturing when you were 10. That's a word that I use now. At any rate, somewhere I think around 30, it stops being quite so exciting. Nobody actually says, I'm 42 and a half now. They just say, I'm just over 40. And we start to kind of want to dial it back and slow down the hands of time, which obviously we can't. But I'm thinking about it, around 30, you stop and think, oh my goodness, I'm actually an adult now. I'm not even a young adult. And start to think, oh, I don't want to get to be, 40, 50, 60 because that means my days and my time are coming short. And so we have less enthusiasm about our birthdays. And I really realized lately that how dare I? Literally, how dare I or how dare anyone not celebrate the beautiful gift of this life that we've been given? So I am incredibly grateful that I have been gifted 57 beautiful, healthy years, soon to be 58. And there are so many souls who don't get that opportunity. It would be incredibly wrong, sinful, and selfish of me to not do anything but express extreme gratitude for the fact that I've been given this time, and time is our greatest gift. So I've been literally thinking a lot about, I'm not ashamed anymore of how long I've lived or how old I am. I'm actually quite proud of it. I've survived this life and everything that it's thrown at me, and I'm still standing and I'm healthy, and I'm very grateful for that. But it is a gift that we all should be so incredibly grateful for. And we should celebrate every time we get another anniversary of our birth. So on my next birthday, which is actually soon, I'm going to be very excited. I'm going to let everyone celebrate me because I'm awesome and I feel awesome. And I feel like us showing that gratitude is the greatest gift that we can give to God or the universe or whatever you believe in. But celebrate your birthdays, folks. This is an incredible gift that not everyone gets. So please be excited that you've accomplished and finished another year or another chapter. And I'm going to get into this further a little bit, but this life is a test and you're still passing. So keep on going. The next thing that I'm thinking a lot about lately is, again, I'm 57 and some of my friends are starting to retire. And there's a lot of words in the language of aging that I don't love, and retire is one of them. I actually have absolutely zero plans to retire because number one, I'm in a career in an industry where I don't have to. I also love what I do. And I keep saying to my husband that until there's a day that I'm as excited to jump out of bed to do something else rather than what I do right now, I'm using air quotes, retiring because I have no intention of retiring. I don't like the word tire. It's in there, right there. I'm full of more energy than I've ever had before in my life. And I want to put a positive spin on all this stuff. And you're going to see this theme as we talk this and unpack this through a little bit more. However, I am not going to retire. I am going to graduate from the workforce. And that is such a better way to embrace the concept of not having to work anymore. So I've completed all the tasks and all the assignments of my working career. I've gathered up enough money to have some safety net to take me to the end, which is wonderful. And then you can think about the fact that you're graduating from the workforce. What an amazingly different way to think about it, other than being told you have to retire and be put off to pasture and you don't have the energy or the enthusiasm or the modern technology or whatnot to contribute anymore in a meaningful way to the workforce. I did all those things, and when I'm ready and only on my own terms, will I allow myself to graduate from the workforce. I don't know what that looks for me. It's nowhere in sight because I actually love what I do and the way that I get to serve the community and be part of the community. But when I do, it will be a graduation celebration. Much like I said, we're now celebrating birthdays with gratitude. I will be graduating from the workforce or promoting myself from the workforce. The next thing that I've been thinking a lot about as well is the title of senior. So for a very long time, I take offense to people calling me a senior or implying I'm a senior. And I think that's my own insecurity. I'm going to be fully transparent right here with you is that that's my own insecurity. Like, do I look like someone who's over 65? You know what? Maybe I do look like somebody who's over 65, particularly to an 18-year-old. I know I've talked about this before, but this is going to be the girl who's working at the counter in Shoppers Drug Mart and asks me if I qualify for the seniors discount. First time I went in the car and cried. And then the next time I said, hell yeah, I'll take your 10% off. And again, we should be honoring our seniors in that way. Now, I thought about a lot of other places in life, and senior is actually a sense of accomplishment and a recognition for a job well done. And I wanted my senior all the time. In the workplace, you want to become a senior supervisor. I wanted to be a senior vice president. People want to be senior pastors or people want to be senior community service members. It actually means that you're kind of above everyone else and that you have more experience and wisdom and you should be acknowledged and honored in that way. So earning your senior title is actually freaking awesome. And when someone calls me senior, it means that they respect me and they admire me and they acknowledge that I have wisdom and that there are things that I can teach them. So why am I not as excited about getting my senior title in life than I was in the workplace? What is wrong with me? I just need to shift my mindset and get all excited about all of this. So I am really excited. I guess I'm technically a senior because I think they call it that over 55. In my mind, it's 65, and I'm not sure when your Canada pension benefits kick in or anything like that, but embrace it, folks. I want to be a senior. That is something I wanted in many other facets of my life, in many other ways. So I want it this time, and I'm working hard to earn it. Now, the last thing that I'm going to talk about is potentially a little sensitive, and I'm still wrapping my head around this one, but I will share it with you as well, is the concept of passing. So if you think about everything that I just said, I was talking about the life being a passage and that you get to celebrate, you have lessons to learn and tests to take, and you graduate from the workforce and you earn your senior, and kind of in the end, you've passed. And I don't know what is on the other side of all of this. I happen to be a person of faith and I believe that you go to heaven. Everyone is entitled to believe what they want to believe. I'm completely respectful of that. But wherever you're going, you've passed. So think about even a funeral or the concept of your own passing as a giant check mark. Like, good job, son. Good job, daughter. You did what you were meant to be. You successfully passed all the tests in this life. You did something beautiful with, let's call it your 100 years. And now you get to go on to the great beyond, whatever you believe that to be. And that's also kind of exciting. So I know it's a little controversial, but when people pass away or pass on is my new language that I'm trying to use, good for them. They passed all the tests that were meant for them in this lifetime in the number of years that they were gifted. And I don't know where they're going. I have to believe it's a good, great place of peace and rest, and that you live on in a different way throughout eternity. And this is just one journey in all of that. But when someone passes on, good for them. We should celebrate the amazing life that they had and the years that they had. And now they've passed. The big giant check mark at the end. I hope this all makes sense to you. I wanted to start to bring birth to this concept because you're going to hear me start to change my language around it. Even my friends and family a little bit. I'm starting to correct them to say some of our friends, like I said, are retiring. And I'm saying, I don't know. I haven't decided when I'm going to promote myself from the workforce. But I think it's something we all really, really need to embrace. And I really want people to listen to this, think about it, join me in this mission to change the language around aging. I am so freaking excited. I'm so proud. I love my life now. There's times when we have conversations, and my son in particular will ask me, when do you think you were happiest in life? And honestly, it's now. I love me. I love our life. I love what we're doing. I love our adult children. This is just a fantastic time to really, really engage and absorb. This is an amazing season of my life, the Encore season of my life. I'll use that because I continue to. So please think about that for yourself. And if you're not quite feeling this energy, or you need a little bit of enthusiasm, an infusion of that, I'm more than happy to give it to you. Please reach out at any time. You can direct message me. Honestly, I'm a realtor. My phone number is everywhere. If you just want to have a friendly conversation, please reach out, because I want everybody to be as excited as I am about this phase of our life. Have a great day.